Hey there, fans of Brotherly Love Wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City.
Hey there, Brotherly Love Wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
No! They said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And with the weekend that we just had of wrestling, it is such a good time to talk about wrestling. We have...
This is a good Dr. Pepper.
I was going to say, you looked at it kind of weird there. Like,
Dr.
weren't expecting the taste of Dr. Pepper?
It's always refreshing.
Anyway.
It's like 31 flavors or something.
So, Money in the Bank, I thought was a very good card. Obviously, usually their gimmicks, they know what they're doing. They really put on a good show.
It's supposed to be fun.
And it
was.
It absolutely was. I think it completely delivered. Before we talk matches,
I think it's all wrestling. Wrestling's just supposed to be fun in general.
It's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be
something
criticized and whatnot.
And yeah, be negative about. It's something to lose yourself in. So I want to start off.
Lose yourself in fuck.
Let's start off with something not matches, and it's probably
say that one more time. I want to start off with something not matches.
That's not matches.
Okay,
and that's John Cena coming out unexpectedly and announcing that 2025 will be the last year of in-ring competition that we see John Cena.
No, we don't. We can't see him.
It's true. Very true.
He can wrestle. We don't even know it.
I love the shirt. I love the shirt.
I don't like the door on the back.
I mean, the door
really big.
I do like the after 2025. You can't see me. I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean,
but
it's bright and John Cena-esque.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think it's going to be pretty wild. For obviously, he said he was going to be at the Raw at Netflix, so the first Raw in January, and build his way. I think he said 30 to 40 dates throughout 2025 that we're going to see him. We're going to see him at his last Royal Rumble, his last Chamber, and of course his last WrestleMania, which just elevates WrestleMania even fucking more when you talk about John Cena's last WrestleMania
Can we do
match.
The speculation now of who we think it's going to be? Is he putting someone over? Is he just going to have a match?
Because he's still going the rest of 2025, I think it lessens for me. He's still gonna have a bunch of matches after that as well. So
he doesn't go to the next Mania? He doesn't go to Mania 42?
No, he said December of 2025 will be the end. So he's doing a full calendar year with WWE. So we'll see him all the way until December, and once January hits, there'll be no longer John Cena.
So we can't count on him in the Royal Rumble, right?
In the following, no, this year's, yeah.
This year, we definitely can.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2025 Rumble.
Goddamn Rumble.
Huh?
Is he going to win the Rumble?
Look, that's probably the best question of that year that you could probably try and answer.
Yeah, what are we getting out of John Cena?
Are we getting title number 17? Are we getting the 17-time world champion John Cena?
It would have to be like an absolute barn burner.
Would you Cena Orton? Cena Cody? If you're talking Rock Roman at Mania, which is obviously was supposed to be the plan this past, they said that they could just continue it next, which we've been even talking about okay, they're building these bloodlines to go up against each other, The Rock interjecting, blah, blah, blah. So the plan that I think everyone thinks about is Rock Roman. So what is Cody doing? Does that set up Cody Cena at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas?
No, because I think that Cody is losing that title before Mania.
You don't think he goes a year?
I don't think he's going to be. I don't necessarily need to have another really lengthy fucking title reign. After Roman's, I'm kind of like washed of the really long.
Switch it up a little bit.
Let's get. You got a lot of contenders.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of contenders. Like you said, we just had a Money in the Bank winner. There's a contender. That's a gimme. That's almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
What, 2-3 people only unsuccessfully cash in?
I think it was, I saw the stat after Money in the Bank. I think it was like 5.
Was it?
I think, yeah. The women's is less.
Well, women's hasn't been
yeah, it hasn't been around as long, but women's I think is 100%, where I think the men's is like 82% or something.
That's a pretty good.
It's good, yeah, absolutely. It's a chance that I would want to take.
I don't think Cody. Like, I know what they're setting up. I mean, it feels like all the heat's going towards Damian Priest anyway. Like all the top contender heat is going slot like Punk, Rollins, McIntyre. Like those are the big guns. They're
trying to make
who's hunting Cody right now?
It's just the bloodline.
And then you got Gunther also after fucking Damian Priest.
True.
You got a lot of people going for that fucking title.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I love
and you
that.
still have Orton and KO on that show.
Yeah. Like who's going for Cody right now? No one really, right?
Yeah, it's just this bloodline feud. And he got pinned. Like, look, remember, call back to last week, you saying Kevin Owens is only in that match to be pinned.
Makes a lot more interesting. Yeah, I don't
and
think
Solo pinned Cody. So that's your number one contender by wrestling standards. You know what I mean? By traditionally.
That's fine because you have a lot of pay-per-views and a lot of things going. And if Cody's going to be interjected, that I feel bad for Cody being interjected into the bloodline because that probably means one of two things. He somehow conquers the bloodline again, which I don't foresee happening, or he loses to either Roman or The Rock.
Well, so with that bloodline thing, and you're saying that, and everyone's talking bloodline versus bloodline, right?
Yeah. Cody doesn't fit in there.
That's my question. So I've seen this alternate, I wouldn't even call it a bloodline with Roman. It's basically Cody with Roman in the War Games match and then adding these other pieces. So like a super team.
Cody and Roman on the same team?
Cody, Roman. I can't remember. Like they're putting up
Cena?
Like, Punk is another one that they were putting up. Like Punk. Yeah, like a super team.
Why is Punk in there?
Again, that's what I'm saying. I've seen this other one, and I'm like, no, that defeats the purpose of the bloodline thing.
Wait, who's on the other side of this?
It's the bloodline as currently constructed.
They're not putting The Rock in the.
That's what I'm saying.
In the War Games.
I think with what they're saying, The Rock leading up that team and being the real tribal chief. Although that would be very confusing if Solo's calling himself the tribal chief.
We gotta hash some things out. We gotta know who the real Roman's got to come back. One
exactly, which would be the opposition, obviously, for that bloodline. But there's the bloodline that everyone's talking about facing is Roman, the Usos, and I think Zilla would be the other one coming up.
Yeah, we've already
now people are throwing in this weird mishmash super group to go with Roman because of Jay being main event Jay and not wanting to deal with Roman. Like, I don't... Again, it's just people talking.
That monkeys it up way too much.
I agree. I'd much rather keep the Usos and all that.
Not listen to that malarkey. And we'll just focus on the things that are actually happening. Because I don't like that fantasy booking. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want that to happen. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay. All right.
Where the hell were we?
We started with Cena. We went to Cody, which led to the bloodline.
No, we were talking about who Cena's opponent could be, but I don't foresee it being Cena Cody for any title. Now, I could see it being maybe can see it being Cena versus maybe McIntyre for that title
At Mania.
at Mania, or Cena Punk.
Cena Punk would be big. Cena Punk would
I
be
think that's
big.
bigger.
Yeah.
But does Punk just be like, man? I mean,
does Cena put him over? And then that's the biggest
That's
thing.
the thing, though.
Who does Cena put over
I don't
on
think,
this run?
I think, well, if we're going, I think he has to, 100%, I think he has to get to 17.
Okay. You think he has to?
I think he has to. I think he has to break. I'm not going to let Flair fucking win another title. So it's either got to be Cena or Flair to be the number one. Flair's not anywhere fucking near ready to win a fucking championship. Although Cena's not looking there, but it's more
likely.
It's more believable that Cena could win over Flair. But I think to actually break the record, I don't. I know they probably are worried about Flair's ego being the 16-time world champion.
But wait, all right. So with that, and a lot of
he's also got other world championships.
There's been a debate about that, and it's Ric Flair is a real world champion. World being capitalized. He was all over. He was NWA, and they're included in that 16. But doesn't he really have 20, 21, right? But John Cena has done it with one company. That 16 times is all WWE, and 17 obviously would be 2. So the whole world champion thing bothers me. I rather them stop calling him the 16-time world champion and call him the 16-time WWE champion. Because he hasn't wrestled all over the world and won titles all over the
had a
world.
world championship, though.
They
still had a world championship.
Yeah, but for the most part, in his career, he's won the WWE championship.
Well, they all call it the World Heavyweight Championship. That was done by every company.
I know.
World Heavyweight Champion.
But I just don't like.
It's their own world. World.
I get that, but the world champion had a different meaning in the 70s, 80s, and even early 90s.
Here's the thing, though. When you look at it for what it is right now, it's Flair and it's Cena.
Yes, tied.
I think someone has to break that, and I mean, unless Roman breaks it, but I don't think Roman's going to be around long.
Roman's not going to.
I don't think he's putting in the time like Cena.
No.
I think Cena deserves all of the above to be
that one guy.
Numero uno.
I agree. It's just, who's it going to be?
I mean, it could be Punk. It could be Punk. I mean, it would be Punk would get his main event. That's what he wants. He doesn't need to win the title if that's the case, if he's already main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And what is another, I mean, just to be in the record books of who did John Cena face to win his 17th title, you're a part of history.
Yeah.
You're
finally fucking main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot. There's nothing to really say. Even if you lose, there's nothing to really say on that one.
Yeah.
It's John Cena.
Yeah. And this Punk is a lot different than
it
Punk
is.
10,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ago.
Like the Punk back then, fuck no, I'm not letting a part-timer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if his demeanor and his mentality stays the course, then I foresee it would be a main event. Like, if you're going...
Who goes night 2, Rock Roman or Cena Punk?
It'd be Rock Roman night 2, but Cena Punk would be not. I mean, as great as Cena Punk was a flash in the pan. This has been years.
Yeah, that's true.
Years
that's
of
true.
Of just
yeah
weaving in and out of this crazy story. The story that has pretty much engulfed all of wrestling.
No,
this story has pretty much,
excuse me,
putting everything else, even in the own company, but every other wrestling promotion second in my eyes.
It has
the bloodline. Everything else is a distant in a waving.
Yeah,
at the bloodline.
Yeah,
like thank you for making like wrestling.
Well, it's what wrestlers say to big time names when they come into the thank you for the house.
Yeah,
that's what it is. The bloodline has been that for 3 years, 4 years that's been running. But I do want to ask you, John Cena is advertised for Wells Fargo Center. You going?
For when?
But I'm just saying,
If he
hypothetically,
is-
in 2025, Raw comes to Philly and you get a chance to see
Well,
John
it
Cena
will
one more
come to
time.
Philly. I
Yeah.
mean, it comes every year.
Yeah. So you going? Or are you passing up the chance to one more time see John Cena?
I mean, I might make a special.
Because both of us have the same opinion when it comes to Raw and SmackDown. Like, yeah, it's great, but we really don't like
To be, I
going.
would rather be there for a moment.
Yes.
Like,
That's why we went to 30.
yeah, it's a moment.
Yeah.
It's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
If it was Cena's last run and this is the last stop in Philly, I would have to make it like, I would hope it's like closer to like the end,
Okay.
just to see it one more time.
And usually, with the exception of this past year with Mania, usually they do Philly on the WrestleMania, on the road to WrestleMania.
Yes. They also, I think they would right around the Royal Rumble too. I want to, like, in the winter months.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
So we'll see.
so
We
we
could be
don't
getting-
we don't know what the rest of the pay-per-views look like.
No.
They had a great showing in Philly, and I know that they're not going to come back to Philly because of the weather now. So I've heard
Mhm.
that Philly's pretty much out, but they're going to try for the other big ones. There's nothing saying that we don't get a like
We could get another pay-per-view in 2025.
a good pay-per-view in 2025. I mean, they know they can do it.
So, I mean, comes down
We
to
could
it.
say a year from now, we could be looking at a SummerSlam in Philadelphia.
No,
No. We know where the next SummerSlam is going to be. Isn't it Indianapolis?
I was gonna say I think that's one of the indie ones because they signed.
Really going so? Why Indianapolis?
Oh, that's a Pat McAfee pull,
Oh, what the? Fuck?
guaranteed. Well, actually, not. Triple H said it out of his own mouth that McAfee's been pulling to bring a lot of events to Indy, and they got the 3. So they got WrestleMania. No, WrestleMania. Yeah. WrestleMania, right? WrestleMania.
How the fuck is that fair?
SummerSlam, and there's one more.
Survivor Series? We don't know. Let's
It
not.
was no Rumble. I think it's Rumble, SummerSlam,
20 all in
Mania.
2025?
No. But
Just
I know
in next years to come?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I was
look it
gonna
up.
say you're giving them all?
So what it is
What it is.
Indianapolis. Yeah, so it's WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Rumble. Partnership begins on February 1st of 2025, where the Rumble will be at Lucas Oil. So obviously the upcoming Rumble will be in Indy. And then what else are they saying? So they're saying Mania 2026 is in Minneapolis. That's right. They did announce that.
Mania 26 is in Indianapolis.
Yeah. So 42 is in Indianapolis. But 41 is going to be his last one anyway. But Rumble, so SummerSlam, we don't know. From what I'm reading now, it doesn't say anything about SummerSlam, but they are getting SummerSlam. But I would assume 2025 the SummerSlam would be, because I think that's the deal. I think it's Rumble 25, SummerSlam 25, and then probably 43 being Indy probably.
Ugh.
So, I mean, yeah, you're not going to get that. But anyway, I mean, regardless, I think, yeah, I would probably go to Raw or the whatever pay-per-view if I know it's Cena's last time in Philly, because it's definitely going to be something big.
I mean, it's John Cena.
Yeah, of course.
We could get the John Cena t-shirts and wristbands and headbands and
I was already looking.
foam finger.
I was
You're
already
gonna get it?
I'm not the new one. I want to get like an old
one?
school. Yeah.
Cena shirt.
Yeah, I want to get a
hat in the
classic
collection.
Yeah.
I might get Jey Uso's new shirt.
Jey Uso's new shirt is nice. I like
The
it a
one with the
lot.
glasses.
Although I like the new Punk shirt.
Which one's that?
The new Best in the World shirt.
No, I didn't see it yet. I'll take a look after this.
Yeah. The new CM Punk shirt is nice. I like it a lot.
WWE's been putting out much better products.
merch for sure. So let's go to the actual card.
Yes.
Of Money in the Bank.
Now that we're done with all this jargon.
Yeah. So the women, I think, stood out to me the most. They absolutely
Just the Money in the Bank.
The Money in the Bank match was fucking phenomenal. Men's was good, obviously. You had Drew winning, which we both thought that Punk was going to screw him.
It ended up happening.
I mean, it ended up happening.
Happened right away.
But we thought he was going to not even get the briefcase, and we thought Jey Uso. But you said you wanted LA Knight was your kind of heart pick.
Yeah.
I thought Jey was going to win.
But we were both in the realm of possibilities that
Punk was probably going to screw over
McIntyre could possibly win this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is going to be a long run of Punk fucking up this cash in.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to run for.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, the cash in happened, right?
Yeah.
And he fucked it up.
Yeah.
So he's already done.
Yeah. He's already done.
That's what all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I thought for some reason he didn't get the cash.
No. It was an official cash in. And of course, so before we move on to that match, the women, I got to give them
yes.
Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, I thought shined. I thought, of course, Chelsea Green, that bump off the top of a ladder through 2 tables was phenomenal. And then setting up, because the pop for that was huge. And then you have Tiffany Stratton getting briefcase, which the people were even higher. Like, it was just well done all around. All the girls killed it. It was amazing.
I mean, that
match of the night.
That was chalk on the betting line.
Yeah,
Stratton was going to win because I think we both had her.
Yes,
winning that one.
We did. Yeah,
but I mean, it can be like, look, do I like when it's predictable? No, but it can be predictable if it makes sense.
Yeah,
and it all makes sense. Everything they've been doing, it's just every week we could say the same thing, all cylinders, and it's not even like they don't even have everybody yet. Like, and we say that. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we said that during Mania because they didn't have Punk.
Yeah, and Charlotte, no Charlotte either. That's the other thing. You still
where's Charlotte at?
This amazing women's roster, and they proved it.
And Becky's not back yet, right?
Well, Becky's gone. Her contract's done. And she's taking a leave of absence, but her contract has expired during that.
Yeah, so she's probably taking some much needed.
Yeah, because remember when Rhea went out, Becky said she's going to put her hiatus on hold, and stayed. And then of course, she took her hiatus because I assume she knew the timetable.
Yeah.
So that right there, you saw Becky, of course.
Rhea didn't even. She was just getting married. That's it.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all she needed time off for. Jeez. Way to put the company second on that one.
But, I mean, yeah, the guys' match got the job done for what it needed. You had Drew win. But you had the title match, the Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, which was up in the air. Like I said, I thought Priest was going to win.
So Priest is either going to go on this crazy run of because he's hunted.
Yeah, of course he is.
I mean, next up, I think is Gunther
at SummerSlam, who has the guaranteed from the King of the Ring.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. That one's going to be a tough one, honestly. But he doesn't have to worry about a cash in now.
No. Yeah, you don't have to look over his shoulder.
Are they gonna go with Gunther, pull the trigger right away? I mean, would it be a bad thing though? Because we were just saying we had such lengthy runs prior.
I don't think it would be a bad thing. I don't
think it would be a bad thing either. But
Mania to SummerSlam, that's a pretty good run as world champion.
Yeah, and you have a couple big notches in your belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good, and it's time, and you do something else with Priest.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I feel like Priest is going to be one of those ones that he's either going to chase again, and they're going to do the old. We're going to run this back 3 more times, which I hope that they're close to ending.
Yeah. That mindset.
Yeah, the mindset. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like that title scene, that has a lot of potential. That major title scene.
Yes.
I mean, now you look at the women's title too. I mean, 1, you have a briefcase winner.
Yeah.
2, you have a Rhea Ripley back.
Yeah.
And not happy.
Which was a crazy pop last night.
Yeah. And
crazy pop.
And that just adds to that storyline and what's going to end up happening with Rhea and Dom and Liv, and then is that going to distract Damian Priest? Is this going to be all the demise of Judgment Day? This whole inner workings, which is a fun story too.
It is.
If it does happen. I mean, they were a good faction, but they don't need to be a lengthy faction anymore. Considering, look, Rhea's top dog there. I mean, Mommy is, and she doesn't need them.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't. No. She doesn't need anybody.
No,
really, she doesn't need anybody. Damian Priest doesn't really need anyone either anymore. He's a world champion.
I think from the beginning, with Edge starting the Judgment Day to where they've come, Edge's his plan worked. He got them over, and of course he had to go and become babyface because of Cody getting hurt back then. But like that was the goal. All right, I'm going to take these people. I'm going to get them over so then they could be stars. Look, granted, he didn't do it the whole way, but
Dom
that's
is
the result.
completely different from when he was teaming with Ray.
Yeah,
completely came into his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, and like if you just go back, it would actually probably be a fun watch. Did you just watch? I mean, depending on how you define fun and who you're actually talking to, but
yeah,
to watch the evolution of Dom Mysterio. I mean, that's actually
night and day.
Yeah,
night and day.
It would probably be a pretty interesting watch.
And
watch him
in ring and just in appearance,
him
clean cut,
embracing
like
people hating him.
Yeah,
the booze, embracing the booze and just laying into it.
Yeah, and knowing
and
when
then
to lay off too.
Progressively getting more and more douchey on the way.
Yeah,
like just everything. The way he looks, like he's straight douche.
Yeah. And instead of trying to do things, he plays with the crowd and he's good at it. Like he'll put the mic up and know, okay, I can get this out and then I have to put the mic down and they're going to boo me. And like he plays it perfectly. He knows how to do it. And look, you can go back to when he started and on this show, how we absolutely ripped him apart, me especially. I know how much I was saying how I couldn't stand watching him. I was comparing him to Logan Paul because of how great Logan Paul looked compared to a Legacy in Dom. And Dom has completely shut me up and has finally come into his own.
He's not the freak athlete that Logan Paul is, but not too many people are. To be honest with you, just like to get in the ring.
No, but he's solid
as
in the
a
ring.
Fan. And basically, as not even like a diehard fan, just like a guy who's like rich and just like, yeah, I can fuck around and see if I'm good at this,
and has a good social media following.
Actually, be like really good at it too. Like,
yeah,
what a dick. Yeah, like how does he get off? One of those. Or how does he get off? Sounds a little bit more sexual.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, this card I think really delivered.
Just to stay on Judgment Day, the only person that this isn't helping is Finn Balor.
Finn and JD.
Yeah, but JD's lesser, much lesser. You're talking about Finn, the inaugural WWE champion, Finn Balor, a Triple H guy. Like, I'm waiting for Finn to come back. Like, I know he's still here, but I'm waiting for that Finn Balor to come back.
The singles.
Because Triple H knows what to do with him. He's great. The crowd loves Finn Balor. It's like Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura, it was a travesty of the ups and downs that Shinsuke took and how he was never like he was there. Like he was there when he first came up.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I mean,
him and AJ at Mania. Like
crazy.
It
was crazy. But Finn, and I could still see, and I wouldn't be mad if it went this way, if it ended up being a feud between Damian and Finn for the title.
Yeah,
at some point. Like I would love to see
if it could, if he gets past Gunther.
That's the
obviously
big
and Finn's now the tag team champion with JD, so you have that as well. So it might be hard, but
yeah, he's just not. I don't want the whole freaking tag team championship.
Go ahead. Tag teams, by the way, I shit on, and we typically do, WWE in their tag team division and not being able to.
Well, they just
feature that.
It's secondary.
Yes,
or third.
And then so we did our show on Wednesday. Friday, they start out with back-to-back tag team matches, and then not only that, you have DIY winning the tag team championships on Raw, or on the end of SmackDown, which I was over the moon for. I was so happy because I feel like
more Triple H guys.
Well, yeah, obviously more Triple H guys, but Austin Theory.
Imagine if freaking Undisputed Era came back.
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller more, I feel like, is a bigger talent and knows where he's going. Where
maybe they'll break him.
Austin isn't, which I hope that's probably where they're going. But I feel like they were lesser compared to Miz and Truth as champions.
I mean, Grayson Waller has that. He's got that it factor.
He does.
He's got it all. He's got the all the intangibles that you want. Maybe not the freakish size,
Yeah.
but everything else he's got. He's another Miz.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to blueprint a guy off the street coming in and just being like technically good at certain things in the business, Grayson Waller's one of those guys.
Yeah.
If like the I'll put it as the Miz blueprint.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. And he was much better from the start in the ring than the Miz was.
Yeah, he was more athletic.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely more athletic. He comes from a fighting background too, which helps a little bit. But being that athletic as well, but having pure arrogance that he knows how to work. I just remember listening to his when he was in town, when he was on Preston and Steve. My God, that was such a he just knows
and he knows how to engage.
You're talking about guys that like on Preston and Steve, they're not like huge fans. Like they know about it. Like anytime any WWE comes to town, they get whoever they send out. Like they'll get I think they had Baron Corbin one year. Pretty sure they was it Sheamus or McIntyre, one of those two. But they've had various people come through. I think Ricochet might have been there too one night. But suffice it to say, Grayson Waller, they don't even know who he is, and he just gets in there, knows exactly what to say.
Yeah.
Knows how to get a reaction, even if it's not a big reaction because it's not a huge crowd. It's just a small reaction.
Yeah.
And you can't hear the people on the other side of the radio.
Yeah, no.
You can only go off of what you're saying to the people in the room. He's got it.
Yeah.
I would like to see him off on his own, doing his own thing, because he's right now where he stands, top mid-card talent to where he could hold or at least vie for a mid-card title.
Mid-card, yeah, absolutely, for sure. He still has the way
United
to build.
States champion.
Yeah.
Put a United States title on an Aussie.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done it before with people that obviously aren't American, and it always works because then you have them claim that, you know what I mean, with their background, them being United States, it works perfectly. And I think you're right. He is the perfect guy for that. I do want to move on to Sunday and NXT Heatwave, which was obviously amazingly done. I thought Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez absolutely killed it. They were really good. The women's division still stacked in WWE.
Lola Vice
even
is the
there.
one that jumps up to the main card too, right?
Lola hasn't been on the main card. No. Talking about Lyra Valkyria.
Yes.
Yeah. She's really good
really
too.
Good.
Yeah, she's really good
and she's
too.
got that presentation.
Yes.
My God, they've been you could. It's unfair for the rest of them, but they gave her this fucking presentation. This is
it's legit.
Hell of a fucking entrance.
And when they brought her up, I was skeptical. I'm like, really? That's
no, man. They had a plan.
Yeah, they did.
They had a plan.
Yeah, obviously, because it. I was.
It
surprised.
translates very well. You could see, wow, this is
No, Lola was a former mixed martial arts fighter. He was also the one who was in the underground match against Baszler not too long ago. And her and Roxanne were absolutely amazing. They killed it. The title match, the Fatal 4-Way, Javon Evans, this kid's going to be special. He is so young and he's so athletic and he doesn't look like he belongs. Remember Leon Ruff? He has Leon Ruff's build. He might be a little bit bigger than Ruff.
Yeah, he's definitely bigger than Leon Ruff.
But
Leon Ruff he's the one that got his head kicked off by Aleister Black.
Yeah. But he looked like with guys like Sean Spears and Trick, who was obviously the champion, and Ethan Page, he looked like he belonged. He didn't look out of place. He looked like he belonged in that match, which for a kid his age, and not only that, he only started 4 months ago on TV to be in his main event title match in his first ever
Some
pay-per-view.
people just have it, and everyone was real iffy on recruiting from athletes.
Yeah.
Various different, all different sports, actually. And some sports that aren't even real sports.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to get some ultimate frisbee guys in there. Some frisbee golfers.
But the finish got me really good. You have Trick with his finish with the knee hitting Javon Evans. Evans is down. Ethan Page comes in to just do the typical old throw the person out and try and cover. They reverse it. He hits Ethan with the finish. Ethan falls back, knocked out, laying on top of Javon Evans, and Sean Spears pulls Trick's legs out, pulls him out of the ring, and his Trick is scratching and calling to break up the count. Ethan Page is your new NXT champion. What a fucking
What
ending.
a different approach for Ethan Page and a different company.
So, and that was the other thing I wanted to ask you. I saw this today, and because you have said it a lot and criticized this type of move a lot, where a Tony gets his new toy and puts a title on him.
This is different. I mean, I've seen the way that it's presented in NXT. You got Bobby Roode, got the EC3, you got the Shinsuke Nakamura, you got the Kevin Owens. You got all those guys that they were the new toy for Triple H. Now it's Shawn Michaels. I have much more faith. Call me biased, call me whatever the fuck you want. I have much more faith in that operation doing something meaningful and actually giving a storyline that we can sink our teeth into and actually get invested in over Tony Khan, who just gets someone new every other week and are like, oh, well, we got to make a title for this guy. This is a legitimate title. This is a win. This isn't like I just made up the Trans-Siberian Orchestra fucking title for fucking some new Japan wrestler who just came from off the fucking boat.
The reason I asked that is because people were saying that people were happy that Ethan Page won, but bitched and complained that Sasha Banks won because she came in and then she won the TBS title.
It's completely different. It's completely.
Is it completely different?
Is it completely different? Yes.
I don't know if it's completely. It's a little different, maybe.
What's
completely different? It's not that. No, I think it's eerily similar. It's the same type thing.
How did Sasha win?
How did she
win?
She
just a clear win, just a regular match. This was at least.
I mean, look, the finish was different. It's not something you see a lot, but the fact of people saying it, I understand what they're saying. I get the gripe that he's brand new. He got the title put on him right away, and Tony's been doing that ever since AEW was bringing in new guys. I get the argument.
So now we will take the argument and we'll bottle it up right here. Okay. And then we'll see the path that the two take with their respective titles.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see if storylines develop, new challengers come in, what the dialogue is of the whole thing, and we'll see who did it right. And we'll see if maybe it was a mistake on both parts. Mm-hmm. Lost my voice there for a second. Or if maybe they had a plan for Ethan Page coming in,
okay,
and we'll see what happens. Or if they had a plan for Sasha Banks, quote unquote, Mercedes Moné, quote unquote, she's not a draw. She's just not. I mean, it's funny. Like,
although Forbidden Door, they got $1 million gate.
Cool,
which is good for them. Like,
how many people did it sit?
That's a good question. I don't know. 20,000 maybe. I'm not sure.
So you go from having like 70,000 or 25,000 weekly to 5,000 weekly, and you think it's the same thing?
Oh no.
I mean, winning that title that she won, is it the same?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the concept.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying that, like, I don't care. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. It's just.
Okay, did you hear Ethan Page did talk and would they ask about like this run and being over here, and he did say how it's nice that this is a machine and it's not chaotic and all that.
We knew that.
Yes.
You come in, you get a role, you do your role, you do it good, you get promoted, and you go out more TV time, better storylines. You get the title, whatever it might be. We don't know what the fuck they do on the other channel. We just don't. The other company, we don't know. We don't know what the whole setup is. There's no blueprint. We'll pull it out of a pocket and be like, okay, this is what we're doing tonight. I mean, you can see it. It's not fucking. What are we? 325 episodes in now. We've been saying WWE's machine at least 200 plus episodes ago.
Yeah.
Numerous times. Yeah. We already knew it was a machine. You could tell sometimes the machine needed oil and lots of it. But the machine seems to be working pretty good right now.
It does. Yeah. Better than ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Better.
Yeah.
So
there's a purpose for so many people. There's a purpose for the TV is actually. I mean, you still have some lulls. You're going to.
Yeah, of course.
Going to. There's always a hiccup here or there, but there are so many people with purpose in that company, from NXT up to the main roster.
The other thing, I don't know how many people actually saw this, and I sent this to you, is after Ethan Page, you had the money shot, and you had the lower third come up to end the pay-per-view, and it goes to black, but it doesn't go to black. It goes to white. And
With a very specific face.
Yes, and then you see the face of Joe Hendry turn around, smile, and then they go to black. And I know I've seen like a lot of reaction TikToks of people doing it. And I had the same reaction that everyone else had when they saw it.
Love it.
It was like, oh, and then done. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean we're getting like it? I mean, it was huge.
That means you're getting fucking Joe Hendry.
I fucking love it. I love the little Easter egg.
Not only that, but like, man, you're talking about making it on your own and just making yourself fucking valuable. God, he did that.
Yeah,
he did that.
Yeah, but he's had that music.
Yeah,
Since
but
ROH.
Yeah, but he's been
in the pandemic.
Yeah, but he's
You know
been
what I mean?
like grinding.
Oh, absolutely.
He wasn't always over here. He was going back home.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, remember when we had Brian on the first time, Brian Johnson, when we had him on, he mentioned Joe Hendry on our show because he was supposed to face him and he couldn't come over because of COVID. And he talked shit on Joe Hendry because he was scared of the Mecca and all that. Like, that's how long ago he was doing this, but he was doing it overseas, like you said, and then brought it over. It's funny, it took 4 years with that music, because that music hit a bunch of top spots on charts. It hit number 1 in the UK charts. I think it hit 6 here in the United States chart. Like, it's ridiculous, just that concept, and then his character and what he does is phenomenal. And it was only a matter of time. And obviously, that 4 years of building and working and doing it, now look, now he's being featured on WWE TV.
Yeah, does that mean he's out of TNA? Does that mean or are they going to do back and forth? Or is this an actual working partnership, or are we filtering TNA into the...
I think for now, it's a partnership. For now, like you said, Charlie Dempsey showed up last week.
I just want to see the lights go out and all you hear is yes.
I know you do, in the worst way.
In the worst way.
I know
Just
you do.
on NXT. That would be great.
I know.
Because they never did that NXT thing. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think it would be real fun.
I agree. I would love to see the Hardys.
I would like to
back
see a
on
segment
WWTV.
with Matt Hardy and Shawn Michaels.
That would be really good. Broken Matt and Shawn Michaels.
Broken Matt and Shawn Michaels.
I
Like,
agree.
I think that's comedy gold. It could be fucking Shawn and Triple H talking in the back and just fucking Matt Hardy just casually strolling by, deleting people. That's all I really need to see. I don't even need to see a match. I just want to see that. I just want to see the broken universe go full circle, leave WWE, be woken, broken, leave AEW, TNA, and then be back.
The other thing I do want to touch on in Raw last night, aside from obviously Mommy returning and a great moment at the end to end Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's going to be another interesting flap of a storyline.
We had another appearance by the Wyatt Six. We had another videotape, and they introduced more of all the characters and showed a flash of all their faces, with the exception of Nikki Cross.
Yeah, why are they keeping that?
I don't know. But then you have Pierce, or really Gable, finding Pierce and saying, are you going to do anything and all this? But then Pierce opens his door and you have Bo Dallas sitting in his office. I'm like, whoa, all right. So now it's not just video. Now he's in the arena. He's on TV. You see him sitting in Pierce's office. So now, all right, we're escalating a little bit more. So I think...
Why Chad Gable?
I don't know. I don't know. I like it, though.
Yeah.
I like the way Gable's playing it. I hope that the Creed brothers, I hope that is really a thing. I hope he does kind of go with them.
Yeah.
And then you have a faction versus faction. You have this new American Alpha versus the Wyatt Six.
Jason Jordan cleared yet?
No, he won't be cleared. He's officially retired.
Man, that sucks. Everyone else was able to come back from it.
Yeah. I mean, look, he was still young, obviously, when he got hurt, and still is young, obviously. But
not as young, but
yeah. But I mean, look, Edge did it. Brian did it. Like, it's possible, obviously. So we'll see, but I think Wyatt Six and the new American Alpha, if it ever does happen, at least you have multiple people you can get involved. You can have Bo and Gacy and Rowan. You could have throw Dexter instead of one of those. Like, it's going to be really fun. I think I love the slow playing of this and introducing very slowly, and I love the vignettes that they're doing. They're
Interesting.
It is. Again, it's another really good storyline.
It's interesting
on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's it for now.
Yeah.
I think we covered mostly everything.
I think we got all the dirty laundry aired out.
I do want to say, if anyone is go down to AC or thinking about it, 90s Con is this weekend. I will be going down, and we'll be down on Saturday. It's Friday through Sunday. A lot of cool events. Jonathan Coachman's doing a live Q&A. Who else did you say was?
Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff.
9:30 on Friday night.
9:30 Friday night. I know Coach, I think, is doing it in the afternoon on Friday. You have the Hardy Party on Saturday, which I'm still up in the air. Might attend.
You should.
You have Matt doing his live podcast, and then afterwards, Jeff and his band are going to perform his music. That's going to be cool. I think Bill Apter is doing a Q&A in the afternoon on Saturday. Saturday night, you have ISPW Wrestling. The Now in a cage match. I don't know who their opponents are yet. After ISPW, if you're young enough to be staying awake, I don't know if I'm going to be, but there is a VIP after party starting at 11. And let me get the exact location. That way everyone knows. It is at the ACX1 Studios at the Pier at Caesars. And like I said, Friday through Sunday, 90s WrestleCon. The names, I saw Devon, I saw most of Nation of Domination. Ron Simmons, D'Lo's going to be there. Mark Henry's going to be there. You have, I think, of course, the Hardys are going to be signing. There's going to be a pretty good amount of people signing.
Hardys always draw a long-ass line.
Always.
So get there early.
Yeah. The signing, at least on Saturday. Saturday's the only one I really know, obviously, because I'm going. Signings 11 to 3 for the con, and then all the events, the podcast and Q&As and stuff start at 3. So, but yeah, definitely try and make your way down, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be a good weekend. Final thing, you want to announce it now? Now we decided.
It's a sad time in Brotherly Love Wrestling podcast history. This today marks 325 episodes. We will, because of life and whatnot, we will be running this show until WrestleMania 2025.
So WrestleMania 41, which is April 19th and 20th. So probably that week before, the week of WrestleMania, will be our final show. So a lot like John Cena, we will be ending Brotherly Love Wrestling in 2025. Like you said,
as a weekly podcast, that doesn't mean that we won't have specials here or there when we feel the need.
Yeah, for things, obviously big wrestling events and stuff. All our accounts that you may follow, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, will still be around. We'll still be posting, still talking wrestling with everybody. But as far as the weekly podcast goes, we'll be definitely stepping away, and
that'll be it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
It'll be all she wrote.
So
we're gonna try and do some maybe we'll run it back with some guests that we've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Probably get some. I mean, wrestling's firing on all cylinders. We'll have plenty to talk about for the weekly show, but we're gonna try and go out. I don't know if it's gonna something more than a fizzle, but less than a bang. Whatever that middle ground is, that's what we're going out with.
Yeah, absolutely. So so you still got a lot of us yet. We're not going away quite yet, but as of WrestleMania week will be our last, whatever that number episode will be. So look forward to what we have in store. We don't even know we have in store yet.
No, we just decided this right now.
Yeah, so
right before the show started.
Yeah, so a lot still to come. We will let you know when we what guests we are having on, maybe some surprises. We're not really sure yet. So, but until then, keep watching, keep listening. Thank you, as always, for always watching and listening. And we'll be talking to you very soon. Always, Don't take any shit from anybody.